they lead right back to me. I made the break to freedom, now I'm following the dream. You're never gonna get it if you hold the old routine. Now everything that we possess that fills our empty lives, it's only good for leaving far behind. We are blown by the wind, just like clouds in the sky. We don't know where we're going, don't know why. We just ride with the wind, and we'll drive through the rain. We don't know where we'll get to, or if we'll get back again. Call along the valley, and you just may find us there. I couldn't say for sure, because we may be anywhere, heading to the sunset, or just wander out to sea. Wherever your heart leads you is the place you're meant to be. And someone who could be impressed with ordinary life could really use a little peace of mind. We are blown by the wind, just like clouds in the sky. We don't know where we'll go, but we'll get by. We just ride with the wind, and we'll drive through the rain. We don't know where we'll get to, or if we'll get back again. Now everything that we possess that fills our empty lives is only good for leaving far behind. We are blown by the wind, just like clouds in the sky. We don't know where we're going, don't know why. We just ride with the wind, and we'll drive through the rain. We don't know where we'll get to, or if we'll get back again. Enola Gay, you should have stayed at home yesterday. Words can't describe the feeling and the way you lie. These games you play, they're gonna end it more than tears someday. Enola Gay, you should never have to end this way. It's 8:15, and that's the time that it's always been. We got your message on the radio. Conditions normal and you're coming home. Enola Gay is mother proud of the boy today. This kiss you give is never ever gonna fade away. Enola Gay, you should never have to end this way. Enola Gay, you should have faded our dreams away. It's 8:15, and that's the time that it's always been. We got your message on the radio. Conditions normal and we're coming home. Enola Gay is mother proud of the boy today. This kiss you give is never ever gonna fade away.
Boeing B-17 history. The Boeing B-17 is by far the most famous bomber of World War II. In 1934, the Boeing Aircraft Company of Seattle, Washington began construction of a 4-engine heavy bomber. Known as the Model 299, first flight was achieved on July 28, 1935. As a result, the U.S. government placed an order for the production of 13 of these aircraft. The B-17, dubbed the Flying Fortress as a result of her amount of defensive firepower, underwent a number of improvements over its 10-year production run. B-17 models ranged from the YB-17 to the B-17G model. Throughout the war, the B-17 was refined and improved as the combat experience showed. The final B-17 production model, the B-17G, was produced in the largest quantities, 8,680, than any other previous model and is considered the definitive Flying Fortress. With its 13.50 caliber machine guns, chin, top, ball and tail turrets, waist and cheek guns, the B-17 was indeed an airplane. In addition, the flight cruised the B-17 for her ability to take and withstand heavy combat damage and return safely home. During World War II, the B-17 saw service in every theater of operation, but was operated primarily by the 8th Air Force in Europe. A typical B-17 mission often lasted for more than 8 hours and struck targets. During the war, B-17s dropped 640,036 tons of bombs on the European targets in daylight raids. This compares to the 452,508 tons dropped by the B-24 and 464,544 tons dropped by all other U.S. aircraft. The B-17 also downed 23 enemy aircraft for 1,000 raids as compared with 11 by B-24s and 11 by fighters and 3 by all U.S. medium and light bombers. There were a total of 12,732 B-17s that were produced between 1935 and May 1945. Of these, 4,735 were lost in combat. Following World War II, the B-17s saw service in 3 more wars. B-17s were used in Korea. Israel used them in the War of 1948, and they were even used during Vietnam. Today, fewer than 100 B-17 airframes exist and fewer are still in airworthy condition. At one time, more than 1,000 B-17s could be assembled for mass combat missions. Now fewer than 15 of Boeing's famous bombers can still take to the sky.
Right over our heads.
I think he flew over us to fly over the crowd.
I see it, Mom.
History of the B-17 Madras Maiden. B-17G 448,543 was built by Lockheed Vega and accepted by the USAAF in Burbank on October 17, 1944. The B-17 was assigned to the Flight Test Branch at Wright Field and modified to be a Pathfinder aircraft and equipped with the H-2X Mickey radar system in place of the ball turret. From 1944 to 1959, the aircraft was carried out in the form of research and development aircraft. From the B-17s that were converted to become Pathfinder aircraft. N3701G is the only one left in existence. Civilian history. B-17 number 448,543 was purchased through sealed bid by the American Compressed Steel Corp. of Cincinnati, Ohio on August 18, 1959 for the sum of $5,026 and become N3701G on the U.S. Civil Register. In 1960 she was transferred to Aero Associates and had a cargo door added to the right waist of the aircraft. On February 6, 1961, the aircraft was sold to Albany Building Corp. of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The aircraft was used as a cargo transport, hauling fresh produce between southern Florida and the Caribbean. On March 17, 1963 N3701G was sold again to Dothan Aviation in Dothan, Alabama and converted to a fire ant sprayer under contract with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Sold again on October 4th, 1979 to Dr. William Hospers of Fort Worth, Texas. Mr. Hospers and his team of volunteers spent years slowly restoring the aircraft back to her combat configuration. On October 7, 2010, N3701G was sold to Training Services, Inc. of Virginia Beach. The B-17 underwent a minor restoration and began to fly in air shows. In 2013, N3701G was sold to the Erickson Collection, an aviation museum in Madras, Oregon, restored to her combat configuration and painted in the colors of the 381st Bomb Group and sporting the Madras Maiden nose art. N3701G flies today to honor our veterans, educate current and future generations as to the high price of freedom and to preserve our aviation heritage. History of the 381st Bomb Group. In November of 1942, the 381st Bomb Group H had its inception into the 8th Air Force. Trained with B-17s before moving to England, May to June of 1942. Entered and served in combat from June 1943 to April 1945, bombing such targets as the aircraft assembly plant at Villa Kublai, an airdrome at Amiens, locks at Saint-Nazaire, an aircraft engine factory at Le Mans, nitrate works in Norway, aircraft plants in Brussels, industrial areas of Munster, U-boat yards at Kiel, marshalling yards at Offenburg, aircraft factories at Kassel, aircraft assembly plants at Leipzig, oil refineries at Gelsenkirchen, and ball bearing works at Schweinfurt. Received a Distinguished Unit Citation for performance on the 8th of October 1943 when shipyards at Bremen were bombed accurately in spite of persistent enemy fighter attacks and heavy flak. Received 2nd Distinguished Unit Citation for similar action on the 11th of January 1944 during a mission against aircraft factories in central Germany. Participated in the intensive campaign of heavy bombers against enemy aircraft factories during Big Week, 20th to the 25th of February 1944. Often supported ground troops and attacked targets of interdiction when not engaged in strategic bombardment. Supported the Normandy invasion in June 1944 by bombing bridges and airfields near the beachhead. Attacked enemy positions in advance of ground forces at St. Lo in July 1944. Assisted the airborne assault on Holland Inn. Struck airfields and communications near the battle zone during the Battle of the Bulge, December 1944, January 1945. Supported the Allied crossing of the Rhine in March 1945 and then operated against communications and transportation in the final push through Germany. Returned to the U.S. in June-July 1945. Inactivated on the 28th of August 1945. The 381st flew its final mission on April 21, 1945 and completed 297 operational missions, dropping over 22,000 tons of bombs. 131 of its aircraft were lost. The group's accomplishments show a total of 223 enemy aircraft destroyed and hundreds more damaged.
Every time somebody donates a hat, I try to put their name with it. Oh, very nice. That way,
His brother's in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? The short guy was my dad. Never went to
Oh, okay.
We met on an island in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah? Nice.
Well, I'll show you what that is. See this fella right there?
Yeah.
He's the radio
So
operator.
this helmet of military police, right?
Right, yep, military police.
Военная полиция, yeah.
Yep. This is a big reenactment we do in Tiddiyou, Pennsylvania. We actually take on the German army. They bring in tanks, armor. You just missed it by 2 weeks. So next year will be our 11th year. We blow up the entire bridge. Yeah, so it's all hosted down just about an hour and a half from here.
For what this is stick? For what?
That's your bad. This is your billy club. Hit you in the head or move you around. Oh yeah, that's the billy club.
The officers in the military police use one?
All of them do. All MPs use clubs.
MP, everybody.
Yeah, everybody. You break a bar fight, get in there, smack out the teeth. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
Okay,
Back in the day, they
democracy right now.
yeah. You can't be mean. You can't be mean. Back then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you drop them.
Well, probably we need sometimes use it right now.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I think sometimes,
It's okay, yeah.
Just don't look. Don't want to see.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, this right here is a trench knife from First World War.
First World War.
Yeah, they actually has the brass knuckles.
So they can use both of them.
Yeah, when you're in close quarter combat, get the brass knuckles, and at the end the skull crusher.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
They can use
So they weren't used too much in World War II, but they had them lying around. Definitely close quarter fighting.
So this is a grenade launcher.
You're right, grenade launcher.
This is like a flying with like this with these things too, or
No,
just
that would stay behind. That would fly.
this
So you're on the
fly.
ground.
Yeah.
You hit the blank, and off it would go. Hit that hanger. Yeah, so you can use that.
How about this one? What is it?
16-inch bayonet.
Americans?
Yeah,
German.
American.
Oh, this is all American.
Right, all American here. Only thing in Germany have the tags. Our dog tags are German. We make those for the event.
Is this connect to the any weapon or just a
certain
single?
weapons? Yeah, this won't connect to this one.
Oh.
It would. But we don't have their weapon here.
Yeah. Something like this.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
They cut them down. They're almost small.
Right. And this is bazooka. Or what
Right,
how we call it?
bazooka. Yeah. Put your rocket in there. All electrical fired.
Yeah.
Then launch it. Team of 2 men. Bazooka. You can knock it straight off a tank.
Переводчик.
I didn't lock it. Would you like a dog tag? Yeah. Would you like American or German dog tag?
American.
American. All right.
American.
This right here is Sergeant Michael Chinchair. He was one of the first tankers to cross the Remagen Bridge. So you actually look him up online.
Wow, neat. Isn't that cool?
That's part of our event that we do right here. You just missed it by 2 weeks. It's the largest World War II reenactment in Pennsylvania. We actually blew up the Remagen Bridge in Tiddiyou. So we only bring about 300 reenactors in. It's not like other places where they have thousands. We don't want to be the biggest, but it's actually you'll be part of the battle. It's hand-to-hand, close quarter combat with the public. We had 3 German tanks this year. We had a bunch of armored cars. So next year will be our 11th year. But we don't get that much publicity here. So definitely come on down.
The
pilots had to play games and try to keep an eye on the weather and the temperature. See what the outside air temp was? He kept a close eye on that. He said, "Come close."
Cigarettes, not good smoking. This right here, your mom and dad are around. You gotta do your own sewing.
Till then, my darling, please wait for me. Till then, no matter when, it will be someday. I know I'll be back again. Please wait. and mountains that we must climb. I know every game must have a loss, so pray that our loss is nothing but time. Till then, let's dream of what there will be. Till then, we'll call on each memory. Till then, when I will hold you again, please wait till then.
Although there are oceans we must cross and mountains that we must climb, I know every game must have a loss, so pray that our loss is nothing but time. Till then,
let's dream of what there will be. Till then, we'll call on each memory.
till then, when I will hold you again, please wait till then.
Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Though there's one motor gone, we can still carry on. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. What a show, what a fight. Yes, we really hit our target for tonight. How we sing as we limp through the air. Oh, look below, there's our field over there. With our full crew aboard and our trust in the Lord, we're coming in on a wing and a prayer. One of our planes was missing, 2 hours overdue. One of our planes was missing with all its gallant crew. The radio sets were humming, they waited for a word. Then a voice broke through the humming, and this is what they heard. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Though there's one motor gone, we can still carry on. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. What a show, what a fun. Yes, we really we've been through the air. Look below, there's our field over there. With our full crew aboard and our trust in the Lord, we're coming in on a wing and a prayer. Though there's one motor gone, we can still carry on. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Coming in on just a wing and a prayer.
Next weekend, if we can get up there, if we have a spot, that's the way we normally do it. We have a spot.
Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Got my bag, got my reservation. Spent each dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta take that sentimental journey.